Sean, pronouns are he, him, in Utah. And it says here, Sean, that you're a Christian cult leader and you have a question for me. So
yeah,
I've never had anybody tell me that they're a cult leader before.
Yeah, I'm actually a cult leader. It's a play on words, but we call ourselves the cult. It's for Christian ultra-libertarians for truth. And it pisses all the evangelicals off. But I am a sold-out Christian, and I am a pastor, and I teach the Bible and all that stuff. But we call ourselves a cult because everything's a cult, especially religion. So let's just admit it.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you ready? Do I get my minute?
Go for it.
All right, guys. Hey, first of all, sorry about your double vision. Got to be hell.
Your minute started.
I just want to make this comment. It seems like when Christianity or religion is held up against the atrocities that are done in its name, it's unfair.
Why?
In the hands of human beings, anything can be manipulated and abused. It's just like when Christians will say alcohol is evil. Alcohol's not evil. Alcohol's fine. It's the abuse of it. And religion is not evil in most of its tenets. It's usually to do good, but it's in the hands of the wackos that make it bad. So I think it's an unfair approach to try to use that argument. Look at all the damage that has been done in the name of God. And it's not the message of the name of God. It's the dumb people using it. Your thoughts?
Wow, that's cool because you didn't even go a whole minute. I'm going to get a pen here in a second and a piece of paper if I can get one from the studio because I forgot that. So what you're saying is everything wrong that's been done in the name of Christianity was a misunderstanding of what the Bible says?
Yeah, I think contextually, if it was read contextually, it would be a complete misappropriation of the message.
So go ahead.
I think my problem with what you're saying is that there's 1,000 different denominations all claiming to have the correct interpretation of the Bible. There appears to be no objective way to interpret the Bible. And so how do we know that your interpretation and what you're saying is correct? What is your objective, demonstrable way to prove the truth of the Bible? What's the methodology? That's more what I'm interested in. What's your methodology?
Well, the truth of the Bible, I can't say, but the application of what the Bible teaches, it's very simple.
So you're saying that you can apply correctly something you can't prove the truth of. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
That's absolutely absurd. I mean, that's one of the most fallacious things I've ever heard. Saying I don't know of any way to prove it. I don't have any way to prove it, but I know I'm right in the way that I'm doing it. Well, so when the Bible says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live," what does it really mean?
Everything's by faith. It is not by knowledge.
Are you gonna? No. Are you gonna listen to me and answer the question, Sean, or am I moving on to another caller? When the Bible says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live," what does it mean?
Yeah. It means at that time they should not suffer a witch to live.
No. It doesn't say at that time. Don't you dare add context, sir. I'm giving you, there is no added context that says, wait, I'm talking, Sean. Are you going to try and talk over me? Because I will mute your ass in a heartbeat. Where does it say that stops applying at any point in history?
It says it when the new covenant came in, brother. You know that.
No, I don't. I asked you, where does it say that we should stop killing witches?
Under the law, we should...
Where does it say? Chapter and fucking verse, Sean. Where does it say you can stop killing witches now?
Paul, you died to the law. That right there. I just gave it to you.
I asked you for chapter and verse where it says you can stop killing witches now. Are you going to answer that question, or am I going to keep making a fool of you?
I answered it for you.
You did not answer it for me. You didn't give me chapter and verse.
Hold on. You gave him Paul, but you did not. So you got part of the way there. You gave him Paul, but you didn't give him chapter and verse from Paul. So that's what he's asking for, and that's what you need to give him in order to be anywhere correct. My problem with what you just said, though, is there are Christians who use the Bible and say that you are, in fact, entirely wrong about that the old law is still in place. So again, we come back to, how do you know that your interpretation is correct? You said you don't know, but you're going to talk to the application of it. We've already run into our first place where some Christians disagree with you. So we're back to how do you know you're right, which you've already answered the question to, and maybe you want to change your answer is you don't know. That's right.
How do I know?
Yes.
Yeah, how do you know? What's your methodology for proving that your interpretation of the Bible is correct?
If it amounts to love.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but earlier you said faith, and now you're saying love. Faith is not a methodology for discerning the truth, and neither is love. You can love something and be wrong. You can have faith about a position and be wrong. Are you just going to talk over me every time? Do you not think that I can just put you on hold and nobody will hear a thing that you say?
Put me on hold, dude. Why don't you listen to something?
All right, here, jackass. Now you're on mute. What I'm saying is, faith is not a path to truth or understanding. So when you say it's about faith, that means you don't understand or care about whether or not it's true. Because I could take anything on faith. I could take it on faith that I'm right and you're wrong. I don't. I have actual evidence and knowledge and understanding. I could take it on faith that cis people are better than trans people or white people are better than black people. None of those are actually true, but I could take them on faith and run it. So faith is not a path to truth or understanding, and neither is love. Love, you can love something. You know what we're saying here is, how do you know that you're right and the other people are wrong? What method can you show us so that we can?
Love is the commandment.
Wow, no, I hadn't even unmuted you, and you had already started talking. Let me explain to you how conversation works. We're sitting here, and I'm explaining why I didn't buy the bullshit you spewed the first time. And when I finish, I'm going to end it with a question and offer you the chance to explain yourself. And that's when I will unmute you. But if when I unmute you, you're already talking, that means you weren't listening to what I said, even though you're the one who accused me of not listening, and I'm the one that's been the most accurate during this discussion. If you're talking when I unmute you, that means you're waiting for your turn to speak, and it doesn't mean that you were listening at all. So I'm going to ask you again, what methodology can you provide us so that we can tell whether you're right or somebody else who says something different is right about what the Bible says or means?
If it's loving.
Okay, when you say because it's love, what do you mean by that?
What is love? Baby, don't hurt.
No, what I mean by that is it's patient and it's kind.
It's patient and it's kind. So is it kind to flood the world because you're pissed off?
Again, we're talking about, you asked me a question today.
Yes, I'm still waiting for an answer because your answer is not a methodology.
Right, because, love's not a methodology, but I'm trying to explore what you mean by love and what you mean by kind. And so I asked a particular question, which is it kind to destroy the world because you're pissed off?
Okay, I am not the one who has the capability to flood the world, brother. I'm just here to respond to the...
Not your brother, and your snarky love bullshit has already pissed me off. You're lucky that Jim is much better and much more patient than I am.
And here's your problem. I'm not asking if you have that. I am asking, is it an act of kindness for some entity somewhere to destroy and flood the world because he got pissed off? Is that an act of kindness?
If it's a God who created the world, sure.
No.
How?
I brought you into this world. I can take you out. Yeah, I don't need your Bill Cosby fucking theology. It is grossly immoral for a being with the power to flood the earth and kill all sorts of the babies. What the fuck had they done? Stop making excuses for an immoral fictional God and embrace reality along with the rest of us. That's what love is. Love is caring enough for the people around you that you don't try to tell them that they were born wrong, that they need to seek out and believe in this fairy tale and live a life in a certain way. Otherwise, they're destined for hell. That's not love. That's manipulation. It's fear-mongering. It's vile. It's disgusting. And the book that you're pointing to advocates for slavery, genocide, misogyny, all of these things. And you come up, well, it's just love. It's just context. Go fuck yourself.
In context, that's what it is.
Violence is never kind. Violence is never kind. It is not kind to spank a child. It is not kind to destroy the world, to destroy everything just because you're pissed off. None of those things are kind. It would have been far kinder for God to come in and instruct his children just like a parent would than it would be to flood the world. It would be kinder for your God to not order the genocide of the Canaanites, which is there's whole problems with that besides just the fact you ordered the genocide, right? Because let's face it, the Israelites are Canaanites, so do they kill themselves? But ignoring that little bit, it's not kind to do that. It is not kind to tell somebody to go kill his son and then go, psych, you don't have to. That's not kind. That's cruel.
To your audience with your humor. Why don't you guys get with somebody who can meet with you face to face, toe to toe?
Here we go.
You know what?
Here we go. Hang on. I'm muting you, Sean, and now you're going to listen to me. I'm pretty sure you'll hang up in the midst of this. You are talking to the person who's probably been in more debates than anybody you've ever met in your entire life, including face-to-face debates and discussions with some of the greatest minds that Christianity has managed to pollute, including Mike Licona and others. I've sat there and educated Jordan Peterson on his bullshit. If you're calling in to pretend that I'm somehow afraid to sit down face-to-face with somebody who will call me out, you look like the dumbest motherfucker that's ever called this show right now, because I literally do that for a living. This I do for free. The other ones I get paid to do. So if you're going to come in with your, you've taken it out of context and you're afraid, bring it.
You're not doing it right.
What am I doing wrong?
Now we're not doing it right.
You
know what?
What am I doing?
That is the last.
This tag team with aggression. You have no ability to.
No, sir. No, sir. You're a fucking liar. I gave you an entire minute at the beginning of this call to make your case. And we challenged what you said, and you came back. We wanted a methodology, and you came back with faith, and we explained why that wasn't a methodology. And then you came back with love, and we've explained why that's not a methodology. I'm doing it right. You're doing it wrong. And the rightest thing I can do in order to respect my audience and the other people are on hold is to dump your ass right now. Goodbye.
Yep, because you're doing it wrong, and all those complaints are the final words of somebody who's completely lost the argument and the plot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
As if I care what a theist who thinks it's all about faith and love thinks about me doing it wrong.
Right. And when you say faith and love and kindness and love and kindness, you go look back at the Bible, you see that there are many things that God did that was not kind, right? Including creating a world that required him to sacrifice his son to himself because of rules he created. How does an omnipotent, omniscient, and omni-God create a world where his son has to be sacrificed by accident? He doesn't. That was his intent.
If your view of kindness and love is that it's okay to kill witches once upon a time, and that it's okay to have people as slaves, and it's okay to be misogynistic, you have nothing to teach any of us. Neither you nor the God that you're afraid of have anything to teach any of us about love or kindness or anything else.
Right.
But